Hi. Go away, McAfee. I got new glasses. I can see a little bit better. I hate getting a new prescription because when I put on new glasses, I'm thrown off again because the ground is closer than it was before. Like, at least I could live in a slight disillusion that the ground was farther and therefore there's greater distance between my eyes and the ground. And therefore greater distance between the top of my head and the ground. Therefore, this idea that I'm taller than I am. But yeah, then I get lenses that show me what the world actually looks like. And look, I can't talk. I'm stuttering and I'm confused. No! Maybe I'm only good at Tetris if, like, I can't see. I'm that way with pool. I'm only good at pool if I'm, like, if I've had, like, a drink, then I'm pretty good at pool. If I've had 2 drinks, I'm still pretty good at pool. But if I'm completely sober, everything is thrown off. I guess I'll address the elephant in the room. So, this sweater is another one of my mom's from the 80s. It's very warm. And then the other elephant in the room are these books that I've placed right next to me. So the one that you can, this one is a magazine from my hometown, and it's a magazine that features local artists, and I submitted a poem before I moved, and then they published it after I moved, and when I went home, they gave me my own copy. And when I submitted it, when I submit like 5. So this is like the second time that I've been published from this, which is really exciting. That's why there's 2 of them. So yeah, I am a published author. And when I submitted my second one, I sent 5 pieces, and so I had completely forgotten what I'd sent, and then I read it and I was like, hee. Because this one is still being sold, I will not read what I wrote in there, and god damn it. But the other one has been sold for a long time, and it's also one that I posted on my blog before I even submitted it. So I think I can read what I have in that one. But it's called O Lost Magazine, and if you like, you can look it up on Instagram, and then from there you can see where you can buy it. It's being sold only at local stores, like in Corpus, but it could probably be, mailed to you. Balls. Where's the least worst? I guess there. I'm not gonna make it. It took way too long trying to decide on that one. Oh, I was gonna read. Shit, I forgot. Okay, next one. Yeah. I'm here because I'm bored, and I'm supposed to be cooking, but I'm not hungry. Like, I literally, I walked around my kitchen for like 5 minutes, not knowing what to cook, and I have plenty of things to cook. I'm just like, not, I know I'm telling a story. I'm just like, yeah, I'm not hungry. I don't want food. But I know I have to eat food because I didn't eat lunch either because I wasn't hungry. I just feel weird. And so what I feel like doing is working out. But there was somebody in the gym of my apartment, so yeah, that's a no-go. I just like desperately need my own personal gym. If I had one of those, I would use it every fucking day. But yeah, I can't stand the idea of being around people and then being around people while I'm moving and then being around people while I'm moving with equipment involved. Like, it just keeps getting worse, and I just don't want any part of that, despite how much I would like to work out, because I do like working out. And I was conditioned to shit when I was in high school playing volleyball. My coach was just like, you know what? I'll fucking say it. She was mean. But I mean, I know how to work out. So yeah, I was wandering around my kitchen and I almost made wings. Like, I pulled them out of the freezer and I almost turned my oven on, but then I was like, no, I don't want to eat wings either. And so I took out 4 like pickle spears out of a jar and a beer. And now we're here. And the cool thing about pickles is that I can eat as many as I want. They're all 0 calories. Which, like, I've always wondered, like, is it 0.0 or is it 0.00 or is it 0.004? Like, where is the decimal? Like, how many do I have to eat before I consume a calorie? Like, a detectable calorie? I don't know. I'd probably die from, what's that word? Salt consumption. I was looking for the word consumption. Yeah, I'd probably die from that before I consume a single calorie from a pickle. And then you might be wondering, Elise, you've talked about the poetry magazines, but what is the Optical Illusions book doing there? Well, I'll tell you. This book shaped me. This isn't the book that I had as a kid, like not the exact book. The exact book is still at my parents' house and it's falling apart because that's how many times my sister and I read it and went through it. It's just this book with a bunch of different optical illusions, and in the back there's like the answers or like how to solve it or whatever. And anyway, I was completely and entirely obsessed with this book when I was a kid. And when I was in Colorado last March, I went to this bookstore and they had it. It was literally like on the floor looking up at me, and I was like, holy shit, it's you. So I bought it. I really like doing that when I travel, like buying a book. So I try to do that everywhere I go. Damn it. So yeah, that was a treat. But yeah, this book shaped me as a kid. I've learned much from it. There was one day, maybe about like 5 years ago, that me, my sister, and my cousin were at HEB, and like me being with my cousin anywhere is a treat because she and I didn't grow up in the same cities. So I love her to death. I don't think she watches my videos, but it's okay. I tweet about them, and she's on Twitter, and she follows me, and she sends me things. But if she doesn't watch these, it's okay. I still love her anyway. Yeah, I just feel weird today. I'm on my, God, I was supposed to read that. Damn it. I'm on my period. And I always just feel weird. It's like after the pain subsides, I just feel weird. And that's where we are. After 2.5 days of pain, I still lack an entire appetite. And I can't talk right for shit. Anyway. What was I saying? Oh. I was at HEB one day with my sister and my cousin. And this older man walked up to us. I think he must have been like in his 50s or 60s, probably 60s. And he was like, "Hey, you girls, I have a riddle for you, or I have a question for you, or I have a test for you," something like that. We were like, okay. And he was like, "I want you to tell me what's wrong with this picture." Ooh, I wonder if I could find it actually real quick. Do I still remember? Hee, screw Tetris. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't plan anything. Okay. It was like this one. Okay. Oh no, it's a mirror! Which actually, that's gonna give you a clue to my next video. Possibly my next video. The thing that I'm actually gonna put effort into. So it's up to you to figure it out. Okay, because, you know, oh wait, I want, hold up. Damn it, I know there is one. Oh, well, here's another one. I guess this one's more fun. Okay, well, we're gonna do this. Page 8. Oh, my favorite. Okay. Did you read it? Do you see what's wrong with it? Maybe it is easy to see and I'm just like so desensitized to it. But this person held up a little paper that said something similar to this. Do you see the problem? There's 2 A's. I don't know if you saw that. You probably did. But anyway, this guy had something like that, and he was like, "Read this." My sister read it. She missed it, which, like, come on, we grew up on the same book. My cousin read it. She missed it. I was just like so over this guy calling me a girl. At the time, I was like in college, working a lot. I was just over it. So I literally like read it and I was like, "I've got a big head." Like, I don't know, whatever it was. And he was like, "Oh yeah, you got it." And I was like, "Yeah." I wasn't that mean. But still, I guess the magic just wasn't there for me anymore. Because my sister and my cousin were like, "Oh yeah." And I was like, I read a book. Anyway, I put that there because that book really shaped me. And yeah, because it is the tiniest clue to what I'm gonna... I mean, it's not really like an illusion per se, but it's like... we'll see. And I still haven't read my fucking poem. I literally just put that there because, like, I keep forgetting to talk about it. The poem, and, yeah, nothing I'm saying is making any sense. There is no structure to this, and because there is no structure, there is no, healthy flow. But I have to eat something, but I don't want to. I was gonna pick up something, like, for lunch. Like, I was gonna go out to eat and then not have to worry about dinner. But I ran out of fucking tampons, so I had to stop everything to go to Target to get some fucking tampons. Spent $26 on 2 boxes of tampons and pain reliever. The cost of being a woman is quantifiable in this way. Also, if businesses can supply toilet paper, why can they not also supply tampons? Just out of curiosity. I don't know, that's just a thought I had. And what else? I started therapy. Yay! It's been a long time coming. My therapist lives in San Antonio, and she lived in Massachusetts for 15 years. So I hit the motherfucking jackpot with therapists. Like, at one point we talked about Mexican food, and she was like, yeah, there's like one place in Chelsea that was pretty good, but you know, good luck. And then she told me that there was one spot that is pretty close to me that she used to go to, and then she texted it to me afterwards. And I went there yesterday. And I did trust in the beginning, because when I walked in, there was like a picture of Our Lady of Guadalupe, like, by the cash register, and I was like, ooh, that's a good sign. And then they brought the chips and salsa, and the chips were warm, so I was like, okay, that's a good sign. These are house-made, nice. And then I dipped my chip into the salsa, and the salsa was not tomatoey enough and was not spicy enough at all. There was like the tiniest, like, whisper of a spice at the end of it, and it was strange. It had like a fatty element to it, like an oil, like a grease, like they'd made a batch of barbacoa and then like put some of that grease in with the salsa. It wasn't bad, it just wasn't Tex-Mex. And then they had the fucking audacity to put a Tex-Mex stir fry on there, which it consisted of squash and broccoli. Like, okay, the one time that you put squash into any like Tex-Mex dish is in calabacita, and then that's it, nothing else. That's the only time it's used. Also, like, all of their tacos used cabbage as like as a condiment, not lettuce. Like, it's always lettuce, tomato, cheese, avocado if you're feeling special. They had a burrito bowl on the menu. Like, you go to Chipotle for that shit. You don't sit like a restaurant that has Our Lady of Guadalupe on the wall should not have it's whatever. I got green enchiladas with cheese. The rice was good. So were the beans. The pico de gallo was good. It was just cut funny. And I didn't get flour tortillas with my plate. You always get flour tortillas with your plate. That way you can make a nice little extra bean and cheese taco from the cheese on your enchiladas and the refried beans on the side. It wasn't bad. It was just different. I would make my own salsa for myself, and I have since moving here. However, even using one tomato, it gives you so much fucking salsa that there's like, there was no way I could consume all of it. It's a pity. Anyway, but yeah, started therapy. I forgot that's how I started that whole thing. It was pretty good. She was very nice, and like, oh, it's gonna be a fucking endeavor. I literally started talking, and she was like, so you moved, and you think that's, you know, or she was like, so tell me how you're feeling while you're here. And I was like, well, I moved and I'm doing better right now, but you know, there was a point in my life where I was dissociating for hours at a time, and you know, panic attacks daily, sometimes more than one a day, and then you know, just being overall very disinterested in anything I do or anything I hear, anything. But lately I'm doing better, but you know, I don't know how long that's gonna last. And I, somewhere in there, I mentioned that I've always been sad, but that like this was different because of the disinterest and the disinterest. Yeah, there we go. At least that's the tense. The disinterest and the that doesn't. There has to be a different word. The lack of interest and I forgot what I was going to say. The dissociation. Those are the two that were like very different for me. Anyway, and also that I'm just super anxious. So I talked about that, and she was like, well, how do you know you've always been? And I was like, well, I know because I keep journals. And every once in a blue moon, I'll read the ones from when I was a child. They're very sad. Actually, I don't really have those anymore. I had two from when I was a kid, and I started writing in them when I was 10 years old. And there were two of them, and like I used to write in them every single day, and like they were very important to me. Like when I would write in them, I would use 3 different colored markers, and like the first marker was for the day and the date, and then the second marker was for the time, and the third marker was like for the entire entry. And when I was like 19 years old, I reread them, and I decided that they were so sad that I should throw them away. And I made myself throw them away, like made myself carry them to the actual garbage, like not even like just throwing them away in a trash can, like made myself do it for a couple of reasons. Well, really just one. Well, I guess 2. I didn't want to read them anymore, and also I didn't want to remember things, and also I wanted to not be that way, and I didn't want to keep going back to, like, I didn't want to give myself a reason. Does that make any sense? Like, I wanted to get rid of the reason to just be normal, and it makes sense in my head. But anyway, I'm a very nostalgic person, and I keep weird things. Like, I keep bottle caps. I used to keep every single Topo Chico bottle that I would drink. And after like almost getting to a couple hundred bottles, I realized that I couldn't do that. And so I made myself get rid of the bottles and compensated by just keeping the caps. So I have a lot of Topo Chico caps. And I keep movie tickets, and I keep receipts from like fun nights that I had, or just, I don't know, I keep weird shit. I have every single birthday card that my grandma and my aunt have ever sent me, and I keep a lot of other letters and cards. They're in a shadow box in my bathroom. So throwing those away was a very, 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 very big deal for me. I forgot. Okay, so anyway, I told her that, yeah, it's like I have actual evidence that yes, I was indeed very sad. And then she was like, well, why is that? And I was like, okay. And I just like sort of mentioned things, and I just heard her go, wow. And I was like, what do you mean, wow? And then I kept going, and she was like, wow. And I was like, not like, I'm saying that wrong. She was like, wow. Like a disbelief, like a wow. And I was like, I didn't think it was that weird. Like, we all watch movies, don't we? It's nothing new. We've seen this. It's not that abnormal. I'm scared. It's so much to go through. It's gonna be a ride. Anyway, she told me about mindfulness, and it's been helping me sleep at night. Cause like I go on these weird tangents in my brain when I'm trying to go to sleep, and I never noticed how much I think of my past until now. It's always right before I go to bed. And I'm trying to be mindful, and I felt like I was maybe starting to panic when I was driving home today. Like, I barely felt a little tingle of like maybe possibly panicking, and so I tried to do this little exercise where you're like supposed to breathe with a box. You're supposed to go like, and then hold. And then hold. And you're supposed to do that, and like I kind of tried doing that in my head, like just doing this like, you know, on the steering wheel, and I started focusing on my breathing too much, and then it started like triggering a hyperventilation thing, and I was like, nope, we're gonna stop that. So it doesn't work for panicking. So I'll try to figure out something else. So anyway, that's been cool. I got through my first blizzard ever, Blizzard Keenan, and now Blizzard fucking Landon or some shit's coming through soon. Yeah, getting through the blizzard, at least this one, was easy. You just stay at home. It's not like a hurricane where you're having to run or evacuate. I wonder if you're coming home to a torn apart house. And luckily I never had that happen, ever. But still, you never knew. And yeah, Texas is about to get a lot of freezing weather. Everyone's scared, rightfully so. We all remember last February. It was then that I decided that I was really fucking done with Texas, and well, here we are. I deal with real winters now, and not once have I lost my power. I went through a fucking blizzard, and I was so warm just watching TV. Yeah, I was a very, very, very not happy camper after freezing in my home for 3 days straight. And like everybody I knew was like that. My grandma in San Antonio was freezing, and my friends in Dallas were freezing, and my best friend in Houston was freezing, and my friends in Austin were freezing, and the only people that had power were my fucking parents, except I couldn't drive there because there was ice on the road, and they don't have any kind of salting or anything. Like, you couldn't go anywhere. Could not do a goddamn thing. Yeah, I was very unhappy. And I just, like, kept, like, I would wake up, walk around, and then sleep for 3 hours. What a time. That was the night of Valentine's Day when my power went out. I woke up and I heard my power go out, and I was like, cool. So it begins. And then on like the second day and a half, the roads weren't icy anymore, but I still didn't have power, and it was still really fucking cold. So I took me and my cat to my parents' house, where I was warm again. Yeah, I was really fucking angry. Anyway, I have not taken a single sip. This is so good, by the way. I don't know if... Focus. It's really... Anyway, okay. So this is the one... This is the second issue. Okay, cool. That's the one I saw on sale. This is the first issue. Okay, cool. So, my poem is on page 19. I don't hate that number. It's a good prime number. Something still looks dark. Is it my glasses? Is that what I'm... Anyway. I think it's the angle, because you can't really see the lamp. Anyway. I'm about to burp. Okay. It's called circling. I definitely wrote this during lockdown. I feel nervous. Okay. Okay. The water did feel cold, and time did pass. I could tell from the window light, circling past from dim to brighter to bright. And the day was beautiful. I could tell from the open window air, and from the quiet shifting of the leaves. But still, I moved so slowly in and out of the water, bathing, I think, but in slow circles. And I sat on the bed, watching the shadows shift in the room. And I can't even say I was lost in thought because my thoughts, too, were so quiet and so slow. And the day was beautiful, but still, moving too quickly felt against me. And the day so beautiful circled away. Okay, see you next time. Bye.